Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 4.
The coronavirus vaccine has arrived in the Red River Valley. There's a handful of different drugs headed for FDA approval and hundreds of millions of people left to vaccinate. We'll tell you what's next, and we'll check in with the doctor who got the vaccine yesterday. That's tonight on Valley News Live at 5. And coming up on Valley News Live at 4, the first Minnesotans have gotten the coronavirus vaccine. Plus, we'll take a look at the coronavirus situation across the United States and what it could mean for your holiday travel. And here's a look at today's top 4 at 4. Minnesota businesses are getting some help. The state passed $216 million in COVID relief, including an extension of unemployment benefits. Why some workers say it's too little, too late, coming up. And 2 people involved in a murder in Fargo this summer have been sentenced. Court records show that 31-year-old Cameron Childs St. Clair will spend the next 15 years behind bars for second-degree murder for killing 33-year-old Richard Stephen. 34-year-old Aaron Sunby was sentenced to 4 months in jail for attacking Stephen's girlfriend, but she gets credit for time served. She was reportedly attacked by Sunby, and Stephen was beaten by 2 men, including St. Clair. Stephen later died in the hospital. And Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is announcing changes to the state's COVID-19 dial-back restrictions. The governor told reporters this morning that while Minnesotans should expect changes, the state is far from returning to normal. Walz is planning to announce these changes tomorrow. And the clock is ticking for Americans looking to sign up for health care coverage. If you've been meaning to sign up or change your plan, the open enrollment deadline is today. After today, you'll be able to enroll or change your plan under very specific circumstances. To enroll or to find more information, just visit healthcare.gov. And that wraps up today's Top 4 at 4. Now let's get a first look at our weather with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Hey, Hutch.
Hey, I got to tell you, we've warmed up a little bit, but you know what? It's just back to average. And the way this December's gone, some of us have higher expectations than the teens and 20s, but that's where we find ourselves as we've warmed up significantly here across the valley thanks to south winds. 16 in Bemidji, 13 in Baudette, the cool spot. Sisseton, you're sizzling at 27 degrees heading into the late afternoon and early evening. A few snow showers from Watertown expanding up toward Duluth and the Iron Range where things are a little more serious. For us, we're kind of sandwiched between weather-making systems. We will have a chance for some flakes in your forecast, but not this evening. Look at these steady Eddie temperatures near 20 degrees all evening thanks to that south wind that kind of keeps things stirred up. And I have details on hump day flakes. That's right, Wednesday. Watch what happens overnight as we're sleeping quietly. Something sneaks up on us. Well, it won't sneak up on you. If you're watching Valley News Live, we'll keep you ahead of the latest here. I'll have hour-by-hour details on how much shovel trouble you may experience on your Wednesday outlook here in just a few moments. Callie.
Thanks for keeping us updated.
You bet.
Thanks, Hutch. And the first COVID-19 vaccine has been administered in Minnesota, and Governor Walz says more shipments are on their way to our area. The governor held a press conference with the Minneapolis VA health system this morning. A VA nurse was the first person in the state to get the vaccine. He called this a week of national triumph. Walz also said vaccine shipments have arrived in northern Minnesota and more are on the way.
Speak now. Shipments have arrived at 2 locations in Bemidji and Olmsted Medical, and 5 more will arrive later today, and the rest will go out over the next week or so. Minnesota Department of Health is doing exactly what the Minneapolis VA did, and we're learning from them, putting the protocols in place, the training, the certification, and those things will start to happen. So we're grateful for that. We're grateful for this team that's here. Minnesotans,
Walz told Minnesotans to have hope, but continue to wear masks and socially distance as the general public waits for the vaccine. And thousands of workers are expected in northern Minnesota over the next few weeks for the contentious Line 3 pipeline replacement. Construction ramped up quickly after the pipeline got its final state and federal permits late last month. Opponents of the pipeline have also escalated their efforts to block construction. Activists are calling for work on the pipeline to stop until their legal challenges can be heard in court. And Moorhead Police Department is now mourning the loss of a longtime canine partner. Officials say Milo passed away unexpectedly this past weekend. Canine Milo became part of the Moorhead Police Department in 2011, where he was partnered with Officer Lean for 3 years. Officer Brannon was paired with Milo in 2014. They were partnered for 5 years in the department. And the Duluth Police Department is getting a nearly $1 million grant to help people with addictions. The grant will allow the department to expand their focus on methamphetamine, reduce delays in outreach and assessment while giving services to a growing caseload over the next 3 years. A new licensed drug and alcohol counselor will give an immediate service to those that need it. This provides an assessment for all treatment to all program participants through police or self-referral and overdose outreach programs. And a Minnesota man has pled guilty to burning down a Minneapolis police station during protests over the death of George Floyd. U.S. Attorney Erica McDonald said that a man from Brainerd, 23-year-old Dylan Robertson, pleaded guilty today. He's charged with 1 count of conspiracy to commit arson. Investigators found him in surveillance video from the 3rd Precinct building. 2 other men have also been charged in connection to the fire. And today, 7 Midwestern governors, including Minnesota's Governor Tim Walz, joined together in a social media campaign. The goal, to keep the region safe heading into the holiday season. The governors urged Midwesterners to reconsider traveling for the holidays and to protect frontline healthcare workers by continuing to wear masks and socially distance. This is the 2nd time the bipartisan group of governors has joined forces in the past month. And Valley News Live is teaming up again with the Great Plains Food Bank for a virtual food drive. We've raised over $13,000 so far, and there are a number of items you can donate and purchase right from your phone. Every $50 donation provides 150 meals to those who need it most. To find out more, download our free VNL News app, look for the virtual food drive, and click to donate. And coming up on Valley News Live at 4, President-elect Biden is fresh off his Electoral College victory, and now he's campaigning for Democrats in the important Georgia Senate races. We'll have the latest from Washington, D.C. next.
Yesterday, our eastern counties in Minnesota had highs near 0. Today, we've warmed things up into the teens, and many of us saw 20s for your afternoon. Now, we are expecting some flakes for your hump day. I'll have hour-by-hour details coming up. Stick around. Valley News Live Storm Team weather is next.